Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of Strictly PG. Let's get into it.
Am I awkward? Like,
No,
do I need
no.
to say anything after that?
No.
Okay, cool.
So for you guys watching, you'll notice we've got a lovely new addition to the set. Do you like it?
We're professionals
We're
now.
professional.
We're actually podcasters.
We're like A-listers.
I know. Well, I won't go that far. Well,
Manifest
give it a
page.
year.
Manifest.
yeah, give it till May. Birmingham Pride.
Birmingham Pride.
Yeah.
So how are you? How's your week been?
It's been good. I was away. I was at a vegan hotel with Casey. So that was my dream, your worst nightmare.
No, I'm
but
joking.
it was heaven.
Was it? Where,
Yeah.
where can you drop the name? Where was it?
It was called Beck Hall. It's like
Okay.
the Yorkshire Dales, so we went on walks. I was reading.
So wholesome.
I know, it was so wholesome. Casey was ill on the last day, so
Oh.
she's been in the spare room.
Banished.
Like, I get the spare room is freezing. It doesn't have any curtains. Doesn't have a TV. That's her way of saying I love you. Because I do so much for her. So her way of saying I love you is when she's ill, she goes in the spare room, and
Right.
I get the good room.
Yeah. To be fair though, I get that because I wouldn't want to get ill. How was you went to Kathy Ryan? How was it?
Kathy Ryan, yeah. What did you just call
I
her?
called her Kathy Burns.
Kathy Burns. How was Kathy Burns? I was like, who's Kathy Burns? Catherine Ryan, yeah, saw her on Saturday. She was really good. The thing is, like, I think I prefer watching comedians on a TV.
Yeah.
So I can see their facial expressions.
Did you see what happened with Peter Kay on his show? Have you seen this?
A heckler.
Yeah. Have you seen that she's gone on ITV?
Yeah, I saw that
No,
today.
I was
saw it on TikTok.
creasing.
I mean, she wasn't heckling him in terms of like, you're shit, blah, 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 you're not funny. She was
Oh.
saying, Peter Kay, we love you. She was singing,
Oh, was
we love you,
she?
Peter. We do. That's what she was singing.
Oh, and he booed her out for
He
that.
booted her out. He went,
So
all right,
nice.
love.
All right,
All right,
love.
love. Because someone else was getting kicked out.
Because didn't someone shout out garlic bread?
That was it.
That was the comment,
He got-
wasn't it?
Yeah, he got kicked
Yeah.
out. And then said to security, whilst you're at it, get rid of her too.
Savage.
And then she kicked her out.
I'd be mortified. You know.
I'm silent at comedy gigs.
We've had a good week though.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, it's been a busy week. Some birthdays. Oh my god, you're not going to appreciate it. But we had the fattest steak.
No, I saw it on your
Did you
Instagram.
see it?
Yeah,
We
I
did
blocked you after.
Oh yeah, sweet, valid. No, it was huge. It was absolutely. I mean, we did a John Cena of on the pan of just because it was that fat. That's not funny now, but it was funny at the time.
So I'm looking at you blankly because I haven't got a clue what you just said. Really,
Was I talking?
I know
that
who.
fast?
No, I know who John
oh,
Cena
oh.
is, but I didn't get it.
Oh,
Maybe it's a steak joke.
do you get it? Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna go. Never mind.
We'll leave
never
that
mind.
bit in just to mug her off.
Cut out the edit. I did watch that first episode back, and I'm actually mortified at how much I swore.
Yeah, we watched it back,
Anxiety.
and I was sweating. I watched it with Casey.
Yeah, I was
One,
sweating.
I mentioned Casey too many times, about 1 million times. So that was it. That was the only time I'm going to mention Casey.
My entire vocabulary is swear words, and it's embarrassing actually.
How many times do I say yeah?
We're gonna make a montage
Yeah.
of your yes for the
Yeah.
entire season of this podcast.
It's terrible. I mean, you called me because you watched a little bit and you were like, Paige, I'm talking over you so much. I hadn't even noticed because I was
So
too
bad.
focused on my yes.
Every time you speak, I'm like.
No, I did notice it when I was editing it, to be honest.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
just want it to be all about me.
Yeah.
It's just
The
all
Georgia
me.
show, Strictly G. That's what it is now. By the way, did you
Go
see
on.
on TikTok there was controversy between, I think it was a Spanish player or Barcelona player and another player?
Yeah,
Can't remember
Mappy. I don't know how to say her name. I'm going to butcher it, like
Yeah.
I did with bloody Amanda Burns in that
I
previous
know, yeah. Amanda. By the way,
episode.
in the last episode, she says Amanda Burns. She means Amanda Bones.
Tell me what happened. Tell me
Okay,
again.
so there's a TikTok video going around, and this Spanish player or Barcelona, I don't know, Barcelona in Spain.
Yeah, Barcelona.
Yeah.
Is Barcelona in? Hang on.
No,
Is Barcelona in Spain?
Barcelona could be its own country.
Haven't you been to Barcelona?
Yeah, I've been to Barcelona, but it's not near Malaga. So to me, they're different countries.
Yeah, I've been to Liverpool, but it's not near London. Are they both in England?
Do you know what? We're going to get on a tangent, but I used to work in transport. Like, it's clear that you're more intelligent than me, okay? We get
I'm
it.
breaking the set. Sorry.
So basically, there's two female football players. One barges the other.
Right. Standard.
Yeah, and the other girl kind of like almost squares up to her, but doesn't do anything, but then
Right.
taps the vagina. saying,
Taps
as in
or
like
gropes? Like
it's not a grope, it's a tap.
that's
Fully.
horrific.
Yeah, it was in the comments. They were saying it's because she wanted to check that the other girl wasn't a man and didn't have a penis.
Oh my
I was
God.
smacked. You shouldn't do it.
Has she confirmed? Right? Has she, as the tapper, confirmed that that's what she was doing, or is this just speculation?
I think that's speculation. Yeah. So
What,
I could
checking
be
if she's
spreading lies.
got like a
yeah, because
willy?
that's what some of the comments said, and I was like,
no, that is awful.
I know.
Have they done like a statement or anything?
Yeah, the Spanish team did, but it's all kind of just like, imagine it's all in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish,
Well,
and you do.
hola. Puedo hablar un poco de español.
Oh, here she
Come
goes.
on, come
Here
on.
she goes.
I need a round of
Showing
applause.
off again. I can barely speak English, let alone Spanish.
No one can understand me because I talk that fast. It's
True.
like race car track.
No one can understand me because she keeps speaking over me.
All right. Do you want to just talk the whole episode?
No, I don't, to be honest.
Yeah. Right, okay. The episode.
The episode. What we're talking about this week.
This is going to be kind of, I feel like it's important. I mean, I know we said initially in the first episode, we're not going to be strictly a lesbian, LGBTQ plus orientated podcast. But I feel like we are both gay, if you didn't get that
What?
from the first. Did you not know?
I'm not gay.
You're not gay?
No, where'd you got that from?
It's the butch chain.
I put it on purpose. to be
Did you?
honest.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you want to feel in the coming out era?
I did, yeah. I want people to like look at it and be like, definitely gay.
Butch. It's
That was
giving-
the thing though, like when I did come out, I wanted people to go, she's gay.
God, yeah, me too.
I
And
wanted to look at.
even now, like I'm like, I want people to know I'm gay.
Yeah. If
like,
someone said to me,
proud.
you look straight, I'd be like, fuck off.
You literally said to me earlier that I look straight.
I'd be fuming.
We've actually, for those that can't see us, we've actually coordinated today a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I've got the green trainers and you giving green joggers.
Mm.
We're digressing. The point of the episode today, coming out. Not every episode is going to be about, obviously, LGBTQ, but it's a very important part in my life,
Yeah.
in your life.
Same.
So it makes sense to kind of talk about it, delve into it, the good, the bad, the ugly, unpack it
Yeah.
and see where we're at.
Mhm.
So I actually don't know your coming out story, so I'm really excited to hear this.
And I don't know yours, so it's good that we're both hearing each other's for the first time.
So how did you come out? How did that happen?
So mine wasn't like, I've always said this, it's never been a coming out story, it's always been a realisation.
Okay.
Because I lived my life thinking I was going to grow up. You know what I pictured for myself when I was younger? Single mum. I always pictured myself with kids, but never with a man.
Why is that funny?
Maybe it's because I grew up with a single mum with like 3 kids, but I always just pictured myself no man in the picture.
There was just no, there was
I just couldn't
nothing
picture
in
a man.
you.
Just
Yeah.
could not picture it.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
okay.
I lived my life, so I realised I was a lesbian at 20. So I went to Australia for a month.
Did you go down under?
I actually didn't.
Come on, Carl, like that
Don't.
one.
Oh, you're turning Carl on again. Stop it.
We are not going back.
Don't
to
go
that. Lois, I am so sorry.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
So I realised, when I went down under, that I was a lesbian. Only because, so I went with I was straight. I went to Australia straight,
Mhm.
or what I thought.
Uh-huh.
And then I came across this girl. Let's call her, it's a cool funky name. She was Italian.
Can I give her an Italian?
Yeah.
Let's call her Penny.
It's not really Italian.
Do you not
though,
get
is it?
Do you get that? Penne pasta? Okay, right. We need to edit.
Yeah, the X Factor.
yeah. That's why I didn't make it through. Okay, what are we going to call her?
Let's call her.
Sicily.
No, there's a lot of S's there, and I struggle with my S's sometimes. Let's just call her. I'm gonna go with Penny.
No, because now I feel self-conscious that that's not funny.
I mean, it wasn't, but we'll go with Penny. Sorry. So
We'll go with Penny.
to Australia.
All
There was
right,
this
Penny.
Italian girl there called Penny,
Yeah.
and I was just like, doesn't feel natural to call her Penny. She probably won't watch it. I mean, but
I feel like we should just maybe keep names
for data
out.
protection,
Data protection, GDPR.
I've definitely spoke about her before. Anyway,
Yeah.
she's probably like, "Fuck me, stop talking about
Yeah,
me."
bore
Obsessed.
off.
Nothing happened between us. Leave me alone.
It's all a lie. She's making it up for the pod.
She wasn't even gay.
Oh, sad.
She was.
Oh,
she
okay,
was.
okay.
So we went out there. We went to Fraser Island. We had the best time. Travelled for a month, and there was this girl there called Penny, who was just this cool girl. Listened to like the coolest, Fleetwood Mac, and listened to all this cool music.
Yeah.
Long dark hair, dark
Okay.
features, beautiful.
Looks just like Casey then.
Nothing like Casey. Casey's not actually she never used to be my type, but blondes
controversial.
are my type now.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't make it weird.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, go.
And she was just really cool, and you know what, I didn't think much of her. I knew she was a cool girl, just whatever. And then one of my friends said, did you know that Penny's a lesbian? And I was like, I beg your pardon.
Excuse
a
me.
lesbian? I've never seen a lesbian look like that. Because back then, 12 years ago, I think I've lived a very sheltered life. I didn't know any lesbians.
Right.
None that were out, at least. So when she told me she was a lesbian, I was like, it blew my mind.
Yeah, no,
it blew my
I
mind.
fully relate to that.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I just had this weird thing where I wanted to be around her, and I wanted to, everything she said, I'd blush, or like, it was just a bit weird. It never happened to me with a boy before.
Did you get that like warm feeling in your belly?
Yeah.
That like, yeah.
In my vagina.
In the vagina.
Just a bit south of my belly. It was in my vagina.
It was down under.
It was very much down under. And for God's sake. And then we got drunk one night on this island called Fraser Island. You're going to Australia, you need to do it.
What side is it? Is it
East Coast?
Oh, I'm going to West.
Well,
I could fly
fancy
over.
that. Definitely fly over. Or at least just put it on your bucket list.
Put it on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Maybe we could go with the pod.
Oh my God, are you free, Carl?
Should we go to Fraser Island?
When? Oh, we'll think about
We
it.
could reenact your coming out story
Yeah.
in Fraser Island.
With you?
No. We'll get Case there.
Fucking hell. No.
No, that's actually really mean. I'm
that
so
was a hard
sorry.
no.
I'm so sorry.
And then we got drunk on Fraser Island, and I went to the toilet with her, and I can't remember if I asked her to
Classic.
go. I think I said I'll go to the toilet. I swear to God, she said, "Do you want me to come with you?"
Classic.
And I was like, "That's pretty fit." I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I was like, "She wants to come to the toilet with me."
But at
She's
that
lesbian.
point, I
Find that
suppose
fit.
anything that a girl does, because you're not out, anything a girl does is fit.
Yeah.
Like she could just look you up and down and you're just wet from down below. Like anything a girl
How
does.
presumptuous of you to say that.
You did slip off the chair last episode because I sang "Marry You." You went
Yeah,
wet.
True. I am kind of a instant wet kind of girl. So she came to the toilet with me, and I think she said to me, "Are you gay?" I was literally on the toilet, and it was a cubicle, so she was standing there, I was sitting down.
What an angle!
I know, not my best angle. And I said no. But then when I said it, it felt wrong. It didn't
Right.
feel like the right thing. And I
Yeah.
went, well, at least I don't think I am. Actually, I think I could be. And that was kind of like the first time I ever thought about being with like fancying a girl sort of thing.
Did you have like, because obviously that's probably the first time you've openly said it. Prior to it, did you ever like in your head think I could be? Or was there just no inkling? It was just in that moment.
Honestly, there was no inkling for me.
No way.
Until I look back, and then I'm like, oh, there was fucking signs.
Hindsight's
There was
a wonderful
signs
thing.
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we kind of left it at that. We walked out, and then I was just kind of excited by her. For the rest of the trip, I was besotted. Like besotted. I can't even tell you.
Really?
Like, I wanted to be around her. I wanted to put her tan on, her sun lotion on her.
Oh, I bet
when
you
she used
did.
she used to ask my friend Danny to do it. The jealousy inside me, I was like, why are you asking Danny to do it?
Excuse
Like,
me?
Danny, stop rubbing her back like that. Like, it should be me. I tried to learn Italian for her.
No.
Honestly, I had my iPad and I was trying to learn Italian because I was learning what
Oh
I had to
my
say
God.
granddad, grandma.
Do you remember any of it?
I haven't got a fucking
Oh,
clue.
yeah,
I literally
yeah.
don't have a clue. And then we would travel to different places in Australia, and we'd get a Greyhound coach.
Okay, yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah. They
mean?
have those in America.
And we had an overnight coach to somewhere, and I was reading a book, and it had a sex scene in it, and I was on my own 2 chairs, and she was directly opposite me.
Oh my God.
I was reading the sex scene, and
No.
I was like, I was picturing it, but her.
No.
And I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm a lesbian. Like, what I'm going to do here? My mum was texting me saying, have you met any rich men yet? Because I was obsessed with a rich man when I was younger. Pre-20, I was obsessed with
That's
a rich
interesting because maybe the reason you're obsessed with the rich man is because you had genuine no other attraction. So the only positive
Oh.
thing that you could get from a man was money.
man. 100%. And I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so I think I was
Yeah.
obsessed with money.
You just wanted
And
it.
I wanted to marry an old man who
Hell
just
yeah.
croak, leave me all his money. That was the dream. That was the dream. I think that's what my mum wanted me to do as well. So she was texting me like, have you met any rich men yet? And I was like, no, but I have fell in love with a girl. But
Wait, hang on. Whoa. So you're the other side of the world.
yeah.
You've realised approximately 24 hours prior, and then you're already belling mum off.
Basically,
You're
yeah. It'd
brave.
been a couple of days of me being besotted and obsessed with her.
Mhm.
We smoked a bong Is that the terminology? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I smoked a bong
we-
one time.
We did a bong.
in Birmingham. We did a bong.
So we did a bong. I felt high. Like I was just lying next to her, stroking her legs. Stroking her leg. I was fucking obsessed with
Did you
her.
do the whole hand inside of the thigh?
No, it wasn't that brave. It was
Oh.
a shin. It was a shin. Remember the shin? I was like, oh my God, I'm literally obsessed with her. Let me just stroke her shin. It was basically borderline her ankle as well. I think I read.
I've got tears.
It was a shin.
I was stroking her shin.
Oh my God.
For any baby gays listening right now,
Don't
let
stop
me
the
tell you, do not stroke the shin.
It's not really a sensual point.
Christ, Paige.
Um,
Do you know what I feel mean? Sorry, this is baby gay Paige. I'm
Yeah, sorry,
sorry.
this is
That's
baby gay.
mean. I'm sorry.
So then we went on this boat trip, and one of my friends, Zoe, snores horrifically, and I'm such a light sleeper. Like, I want to murder people who snore. Like, it's so selfish.
I snore really bad. But I started mouth taping.
Thank God we're not sleeping next to each
Thank
other.
God we're not
anytime
together.
soon.
Thank God.
And then on this boat, I moved from sleeping in this little cabin thing with Zoe, and I moved next to Penny.
Yeah.
She didn't wake up, and I was kind of hoping she'd wake up and realise I was next
Did
to
you
her.
like cuddle into her or just like
No,
packed?
I topped and tailed with her.
For fuck's
I was,
sake.
look, I was a lesbian virgin at this point. I didn't have a fucking clue. I was probably stroking her toes at one point.
Just tickling the side of her shoulder.
I was probably stroking her leg, and it was the wall. So the next morning, we woke up, and I was like, "Oh, I slept next to you last night." Let me start
That
again.
sounds so creepy.
I know.
Go
I
again,
said-
go again.
So the next morning, we're
Have a drink.
oh my God, I need a drink. I need a sip on my gorpus.
Ready, go. Here comes the noise. Come on.
Sorry.
You sound like a ventilator, you know,
I
like in
know,
the
it's so bad.
hospitals. And it's like,
Yeah. So I woke up and I told Penny that I'd slept next to her that night, 'cause I don't think she was very aware of it, to be
how,
honest.
can you confirm how you said I slept next to you?
So basically, just when we woke up, and then I must have moved before her in the morning before she woke up.
Yeah.
But I probably thought it was a good idea
Yeah,
at the night time.
yeah.
But in the
In the
morning, I was
moment.
like, fuck, I've just literally, like, without her permission, slept next to her.
Oh
or at least
dear.
topped and tailed. And then the next morning, I said, "Oh, I slept next to you last night because I was snoring." She went, "Oh, you should have woke me up."
Huge moment.
But it was a missed opportunity, man. I still think about it. When we went our separate ways, she had to wake up really early one morning and just get on a coach or flight or whatever.
Yeah.
And she only woke me up out the three
Oh
other girls I
my.
was with. I was on a bunk bed because, like, when you're traveling, you're just in like hostels and stuff. She woke me up. She was like, "I'm leaving now." And
Did
we hugged each other
Okay.
for a long time. For her, it was probably 2 seconds. For me,
You're
it
like-
felt like eternity.
You're like, come on.
I was like, "Just touch me." And then she kissed me on the cheek, and I was like,
Did you know?
I tried to stay in contact with her when I was back, and obviously I was still trying to learn Spanish. But it just
Italian.
Oh yeah. Still trying to learn Italian at this point. And
I feel
then
like I'm telling the story.
I know, yeah. And then it didn't obviously happen, like nothing happened from it. But
Right. But
she-
that was the realisation.
she was my gay awakening, basically.
Love that.
And then when I told my mum that I'd fell in love with a girl, she just put,
I'm not over the fact that you just
because for me it still felt like a joke.
right. Okay.
Because all the girls were saying, "It's just a girl crush, like we've all had it."
yeah.
And that made me feel better in the moment. I was like, okay, maybe it is normal, me just having a crush on a girl. But
yeah. Yeah.
I felt more for her than I had with any man I'd ever been with or like met.
Isn't it
Like,
crazy?
it was mad. It was just, I felt like I'd been born.
Yeah.
It-
No.
that
born
sounds
again.
dramatic.
I'm a born again lesbian.
Yeah, literally. I thought before I was dead. I've never had feelings for a man.
But this is like my argument of like what you've just said there is exactly why you are born the way you're born.
Yeah.
And that I mean, this is just my own opinion, but I feel like you are either born fruity or not fruity. And I feel like it's a spectrum, obviously, but that kind of just defeats that whole argument of like all those homos.
Freudian slip there. Sorry to all the homos out there.
Sorry, I am a homo, it's fine. To all of the homophobes out there that say, oh, like it's learnt behaviour. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like clearly that shows that
100%.
it's not.
And I've always had that argument of like, is it nature versus nurture? I have toyed with that a little bit, but like,
I get that. I understand why though, because
Yeah.
society does, well, it does make you feel, it does make you want to question
100%.
that whether is it nature, is it nurture, is it because I've seen certain things, or I get that.
Yeah. And I know a couple of twins that are gay. And I know
Me
siblings
too.
that have
I know
like,
twins.
two.
You know twins. Okay, I know twins.
Do we
that
know
are
the
gay.
same twins?
Do we know the same twins?
Wait,
Carl.
I'll blank their names out. Oh my god, I knew 2 sets of twins. Yes, I forgot about them.
Oh my god.
Can we
No.
leave that in, but like
no.
take their names out?
No. Yeah. Okay.
No, I do know another pair of twins. Oh my god, I've got a tissue sticking out my pocket. Can you see this?
She's littering.
No, it's the fact that I've got a tissue sticking out the pocket on the pod.
I need to
Embarrassing.
find her. What's her name? Never mind. But we know one set of twins.
Yeah, we do. We know the same set of lesbian twins.
Yeah.
But that in itself surely is like, it must be genetics or
Yeah.
you're born like it, because there are siblings, all 3 of them are gay.
Yeah. I mean, there's only me and my brother, but I took it for the team.
Crack this open. Are we allowed drinks on the set, Carl? It's kombucha.
What's kombucha?
Kombucha's like gut health. It's full of live bacteria.
wouldn't know about that.
Talk to me about gut health and I am all yours. Oh, it's hip hop.
Oh,
Are
no, but they
paying us?
should.
No, but they should, because honestly, I'll talk about you all day long.
Sorry, back to coming out. So
So it's like a genetic thing.
It is.
It has to be. There's too many instances where there's too many like twins and siblings that are gay. Like it's all these straight people creating these gay people.
yeah, it's actually your fault.
Yeah. Not me personally, but
Personally.
like, yeah.
It's the straight people's
Yeah.
fault.
But coming out to my mum wasn't really a thing. I didn't come out to her per se, but I did
Right.
text her saying I fell in love with a girl, and she just wrote back a girl in capitals, like loads of question marks. And I was like, yeah, I've just fell in love with a girl. And then when I got back, she was like, so you fell in love with a girl? And I was like, yeah. But I don't think anyone took it seriously, because I went to Australia straight and I came back gay. So everyone was like, that's definitely just a phase. You don't look like a lesbian.
I hate that, you know.
don't look like a lesbian. You're not a lesbian.
I hate that. That
It's horrible.
gets me. It's just a phase. Ugh,
Yeah.
I hate that. Even if somebody wants to experiment in their life with being with another man or with another woman, that's a part of their life. That doesn't make it a phase. That's something they wanted to explore.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate that when people say
I
that.
know.
No offense to your mum. Love your mum, but
Oh no,
but
no.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really coming. I didn't sit her down and say, Mum, I'm a lesbian.
There wasn't like a moment where
There
you
wasn't.
felt that is what a credit though to the relationship with your mom.
Yeah.
That you didn't feel it was necessary to have, because a lot of people would feel. I mean, I know I did. There needs to be a moment of I'm going to have to come out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's ahead of the times there. Of
No, she did struggle with it.
did she
Once she realised it wasn't a phase, and I kept.
reality set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did get, like, I've said this before, she got drunk quite a lot. And when she got drunk, she would say, I still love you.
But why would she not?
And I was like, oh, why do you keep saying that?
That's a
like,
backhander, that
yeah,
is, isn't it?
but like
Yeah.
now she loves Casey. Like
Oh.
she's 100% happy with it.
Yeah.
In actual fact, I feel like she's got to a point where she's pretty proud to say, this is Paige and this is her girlfriend.
Love that.
Whereas before,
Love
she
that.
may be inclined to say, this is Paige and this is her friend.
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
My mum's exactly now. My mum's
Yeah.
exactly the same, but I know exactly what you mean with that. My mum would never have said it.
Yeah, and
Like 3 years ago.
I kind of get it. Like, you've brought up this child all your life thinking they're going to be straight, and you've panned out this life for them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm a lesbian. And her first thought was probably not, oh, I want her to be happy. So regardless if it's man or woman,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
it was probably, oh my God, people are going to say stuff to you. The
yeah.
world is going to be a cruel place for you now.
My mum said the same thing.
That never crossed my mind that people would be cruel to me.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
it
'cause it's
wasn't
you.
I never felt bad about it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
being a lesbian. It was just, if anything, I felt so happy.
Relieved.
I was like, thank God.
As you should be.
I thought
like,
I was
yeah.
asexual like up until I was 20. I
What's
thought
asexual?
where you're not attracted
Oh, okay.
like to anyone, and you're not really a sexual being.
Do you think that's because you didn't want to necessarily admit that you were gay, or do you think you just weren't aware?
Just wasn't attracted to guys, so I just
Yeah.
thought, I mean, you know, I've slept with guys.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
slept with me. I didn't do much. Let's be honest.
You lay there.
I lay
and
there.
allowed it to happen.
Yeah. Oh my God, this one time. This isn't part of the coming out story, but I
Go on.
once slept with a guy, and this is how not clued up I was to sexual positions. He said, do you want to do it bareback? And I went, I was like, yeah, I can do.
No. Do you know what that means?
Georgia, I got down on all fours. I was on the bed on all fours. I thought he meant like a bear. As in the I thought he wanted to ride me like a bear. Listen, I'm not even lying. This happened. You guys should be giving me
Wait.
Oh, I'm sweating. about him.
You've killed him. You've killed him.
Carl.
You got on all fours because you thought bareback meant you needed to imitate a bear.
Yeah. as in, like how a bear walks with his legs and two back legs.
That's doggy.
I was so I got into the bear position. And he went, "What are you doing?" And I went, "Bareback, innit?"
I need to go home. I just
No,
died.
actually cried.
I just death by electrolyte.
I just saw something come out your mouth.
Nearly threw up on the floor.
I'm dead. I saw something come out your throat.
I laughed that hard. It got stuck in the back of my throat.
Do you know what? Was it the in it? I don't say in it.
In it.
It's the chain. So I got into the position of a bear.
Okay. Let's composed.
And he went, "What are you doing?" I said, "Bear."
Oh my God.
And he went, "It just means without a condom."
Yeah.
And I went, no, put one on.
I love how in the most disgusted part was the fact that it was a condom or you're cocking it up from the back.
I know, don't. Oh, God, I'm so...
Shit, man.
They don't teach you this shit at school.
They don't teach you this shit at school.
Not
It's
one person
true.
said to me, if a guy says to you, "Do you want to do it bareback?" It means without a condom. But there's me trying to say a nice thing about my coming out story.
And I'm just laughing at you, sorry. I'm just looking at our notes. That is so funny. Weed story.
I should have talked about it when I was talking about my bong. So, bong experience.
I don't care if anybody doesn't watch this. This is the funniest
I know.
thing.
We will listen back to this and be crazy.
I'm going to laugh at myself. That is so funny.
Oh, God.
We're circling back. So you told your mum.
She, had trouble accepting it. I didn't tell my dad, so I don't have like a close relationship with him. Never have.
Yeah.
And then we went to Toby Carvery because my sister used to work there for like 10
Toby
years.
Carvery.
Toby Carvery, you want to sponsor this podcast? Talking about bareback. So it was at Toby Carvery.
I hate Toby Carvery.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm sorry just to put it in
Oh
there.
my God. Well, it tastes
every
the
time
same
I've
every
gone,
time.
the meat has been really dry. Not that you would know because you're vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegan, sorry. But yeah.
I used to like the turkey though.
Did you?
Anyway, at the Toby Carvery with my dad.
Mhm.
And then my sister just blurted it out. "No, Paige's got a girlfriend."
No.
And that was it.
Gainer.
I know. What the heck, man?
What you doing?
But he kind of just was just like, "Yeah, so."
That's actually, you know what? She probably did you a favour.
Yeah, she did. Because I wasn't
Actually.
going to tell him.
Yeah. She just ripped off the band-aid. She ripped
She
it
did.
off.
And he was like, "You could be a terrorist and I'd still love you."
Oh.
You say, "Oh, how cute," but it's not the same level.
Yeah, actually, why are we comparing terrorism to being gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he said it, and in the moment, I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." And then I walked around, I was like, "That's not cute at all."
Isn't it crazy, actually, how many backhanded things people think they're trying to say the right thing and actually
Yeah.
it's so rude.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah.
the as soon as you do come out, the assumption that you're not going to have children really used to bother me.
That still bothers me.
Yeah.
That vexes my life.
Yeah, that was a big worry for my mum as well. She was like, "Oh,
And
you're
my
not going to
mum.
have babies," and I was like, "Mum, I want everything, just with a woman."
One of the first things my mum said to me was, "What about kids?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "What about them?"
Yeah.
Like,
They're still
I
in the
still want
future.
them. It's still an option.
Do you know what bothers me now as well? Like, I'm out very much, I tell everyone, but when people assume I have a boyfriend still to this day, I find it really hard to come out to strangers.
Me too.
So-
No, it's hard because then you don't want to make them feel awkward, but then you just go along with it. But
Yeah.
I get that.
I'm scared that people still have a problem with it to this day.
No,
And I've never
me
really,
too.
I've never really had homophobia. I've had homophobic comments on my YouTube, but it's never bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, I just laugh at it and reply
Yeah.
and just, be sarcastic and stuff.
That's your way of coping with it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've never had I've had a little bit of homophobia, probably mostly only in the family.
Really?
Yeah, like if I felt like my brother and sister, they'd call me a smelly little lesbian.
That's not
And, like,
funny. I'm sorry, that's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's
It
not
used
funny.
to kill me. Like if we were really in a fat argument.
I know I can picture the scene because when it's said with Venom, it's
Yeah.
just the way you said it was funny.
I
Sorry.
remember my sister said it to me when I was in Budapest once. We had an argument. She went, "You smelly little fucking lesbian."
Oh,
I
Gaina!
stormed off. I almost flipped the table.
Yeah,
the
man.
rage inside. But if she called it me now, I'd probably laugh.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
like whatever. And someone called me a dyke.
Yeah.
And I used to hate that word. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, actually, that word's been taken now in a positive light.
I own
People
that
say-
word now.
Yeah, people say
Yeah.
it very proudly.
I actually want, just to caveat onto that, I really struggled in the very early years of me being out with the lesbian words like gay, lesbian, butch, dyke. And I know that's internalized homophobia, but if someone said to me like, oh, are you a lesbian? Even though that's factual, I used to feel like some type of way about it. And it's only really as the years went on and I got older and I realised that actually that's just internalized homophobia.
100%.
Now someone calls me a dyke, someone calls me a lesbian, a carpet muncher. That's a regular one. But now I'm like, yeah, fact. Yeah, I am. And I own that and I have it.
You're not though. Neither am I.
It's true. I'm learning to be okay with that. With those words
100%.
because it is who I am. It's who you are.
Yeah.
And it's like the negative connotation around that does need to go. And I feel like we've come a long way from like 10 years ago. A lesbian can come in any way, shape or form. Being a lesbian doesn't define your personality or your likes or your dislikes or the way you choose to dress. I mean, it can do, and that's fine if it does, but it's not the same for everybody. Because when I cut all my hair off, inside felt this huge sense of like freedom and like pride, and I loved it. But there were comments made and things said. Everybody just met me and assumed I was gay. But ironically, when I did cut my hair, I actually wasn't fully out to everybody. Yeah. So it kind of like forced me into that light. Nothing makes me happier than seeing people in the street wearing something wacky, something crazy. I love that. I respect that.
Do you do that thing as well where you see a couple of lesbians and you go, lesbians?
I grab Holly's hand.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Oh my God.
Me too.
Do you know what happened to me and Casey? So we went on holiday, we went to Crete, and we were holding hands on the bus, on the coach, and this man kept staring at us, probably in his like 75 to 80 range. And he just kept staring at us. And Casey was like, this old man keeps staring at us. And I was like, oh. I was kind of a bit like, I felt a certain way. I was like, let's stop holding hands because I don't want anyone to say anything. Yeah. And then got to the airport and he went, sorry, just wanted to say, my daughter's part of the sisterhood as well.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, that is the cutest thing. Oh. And, we were like, like just being really awkward.
But how funny that you assume that.
We fully judged him. Yeah, but we're like, this man's staring at us.
But there's a reason you have done that because of, but that is, come on.
He literally went, part of the sisterhood.
Yes. No.
God. So that was kind of my coming out journey. Like, and then it was accepted by mostly everyone. Wow. Not my nan. Ooh. It was a subject that was
that's common.
Off the table. But it wasn't a bad experience. I've had bad experiences with guys when they find out that like there's two lesbians sitting in front of them.
Oh God,
you get the horrible comments like,
I could talk.
You haven't had the right dick, that sort of thing.
Oh God.
But on the whole, it was a good experience.
Yeah, no.
It was just a realisation.
I'm glad mine wasn't so smooth, but I'm glad yours was.
Yeah, well, you know what? You've got to take the good with the bad.
You have. And it's a process. I feel like I still feel like I come out sometimes.
You do have to, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really stop, which is a shame because I feel like it should just not be a thing anymore. But
yeah. Well, we've talked about me now. I want to know all about yours. Start from the beginning.
Mine wasn't really linear. I feel like, you know how you said yours was a realisation? I feel like mine was in stages. So I went to 2 high schools, obviously. I went to my high school pre-BOA. Yeah. And then I went to BOA. BOA really helped. But pre-BOA, I never, kind of like you, there wasn't much representation for what I looked like as gay on like TV, really, other than maybe like Shannon and Cammy, which I used to watch on YouTube. There wasn't really anything else out there. So I just used to think in my head, like when you talk with your mates about boys and they'd all be like getting so excited, or like you go to a house party and they'd all be like, oh, I'll wear this because he'll like that. That never was a thought process for me. Like I never would get ready and be like, oh, I'll put that on because he's gonna. That was never a thing for me.
You didn't get like excited about the thought of a boy or seeing them.
I really remember this one. I think this was when I came out to myself. I really remember this one moment. We were at a house party, year 8 or year 9. Everybody was talking about who they were going to get with and their dating. And I think I might have actually had a boyfriend at the time. How funny. I remember like my friend the next morning was talking to me about, she'd kissed him. And I think she'd been like by him. Yeah. I don't know why I muted that.
I know.
She got fingered by him. And she was like telling me the story and she said, oh, did you get with so-and-so? Did you get with so-and-so? And I was like, I just lied. I was like, yeah. I just didn't. I was like, did everything I could to avoid being with him. Like he'd come and sit next to me and I'd go to the toilet. I wasn't like, I'd be on my period constantly. Like it was always on my period.
Preach.
And like any moment that he tried to, and I feel really sorry for him actually because he's a really nice guy. I remember when they were talking about it, I just thought that maybe they just faked it, and that's what everybody did because we saw it on like the movies and the TV shows. I thought maybe everybody just fakes it and it's like an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
So then I used to join in and be like, oh yeah, I
Made up
kissed him, and
stories.
I mean I just didn't. It was just a blatant lie. I
Yeah.
was just like prolifically lying. When I went to Boa, that was huge for me, and I will say Boa is I think is such an important space, especially in Birmingham, because I was surrounded by so many people that were gay, bisexual, queer, trans. There was like
And they
drag
were like
queens.
open.
Yeah, I mean, year 10 not so much, but as the years went on, everybody really came into their own, and it was just this like space. I'd never, because I came from like a school that if I'd have said I was gay, I would have been ridiculed to high
'Cause you
heaven.
probably would have been like the only one.
Yeah,
The
completely.
only one like out.
Did you ever do this? I used to YouTube like girls kissing girls.
God's sake.
Did you ever do that?
I did.
Please say yes to make
Right.
me feel better.
So, like, do you remember the show Sexcetera?
Oh, yes,
Oh, wait,
yes, I know it, but I didn't
knows.
watch.
How old are you, Carl?
Carl, you dirty bastard!
But you're a bit too young. I'm like 6 years old. How old are you?
Okay.
32, so we're like the same. Carl knows Sexcetera, probably a bit more than
Come
I
on.
do. But
Fuck it out!
but there would be like, you know, sex scenes on there sometimes, or like
Right.
And I remember-
Lesbian sex scenes.
yeah, occasionally.
Send me the link.
But I remember 2 lesbians came on, started kissing, and were having sex, and it did nothing for me.
What?
So I'm not really a lesbian sex kind of
See,
gal.
I used to literally like, and I remember like frantically clearing my search history.
Oh
'cause
God, you got to clear the
It was
search
it was on
history.
like, do you remember the old iPods? I had one of those.
Yeah.
You know, you could drink the beer from it. You know what I'm talking about? And I used to YouTube on that. Like there was a scene actually. It was Megan Fox and Amanda.
Black Swan.
No, that's Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. I could talk to you all
Mila
day about
Kunis,
that.
man.
Mila Kunis.
Wow.
She's my girl crush, along with Jodie Comer. But obsessed.
I think we need a whole episode of our girl crushes.
Well, we need to do that. Jennifer's body.
Yeah,
Jennifer's
watched it.
body.
That's scary.
Yeah, and I haven't actually watched the film. I've just
You
watched
just
that
watched the
one clip.
lesbian
Like
The lesbian.
beat. Yes. And I used to watch that like in the privacy of my bunk bed at the time. And
Wait, was someone below the bunk
no,
bed?
no. I had a very small room at first. I just had a bunk bed so that I could have a
Oh,
desk
okay,
underneath.
yeah.
But I used to I don't know why I needed to clarify that.
No, you needed to.
the
for me.
visual, the
Yeah.
visual. So like the whole of year 10, I actually had a boyfriend in year 10 as well. So I still was not ready to like make
Yeah.
that. I knew then.
Have you been with boys?
Yeah, I had a boyfriend in year 10, but I just knew like, and I started to dress different. I used to rock the dungarees. In fact, I'm going to go on a limb here, and I started the dungaree fashion in Boa.
Really?
I'm going to claim that. And if anyone tries to tell me I'm wrong, you're wrong. I used to start to wear dungarees. Then I went to America, had all my hair cut off, but I still wasn't out. As I moved into year 11, I met a girl. We'll call her Genevieve. We just became really close. Kind of like yourself, really. I noticed myself becoming obsessed with this girl, and we'd text constantly. I'd like sneak out and she'd sneak out, and we'd like talk and whatever. To make it really messy, she was secretly had previously been seeing another girl, so I kind of knew that maybe like, you know, she was that way. I fully barefaced lied to this girl and said that I'd been with girls before. I had never been with a girl before in my life.
Had you kissed a girl at
No,
this point?
never.
Okay.
But she's going to watch this and no, I'm sorry. I just knew I
Yeah.
wanted to explore this. And then the first thing that stuck in my head was actually Birmingham Pride. I feel like it is the first time I kissed her because it's really prominent in my memory. We sat outside on the curb, classy, hammered, drinking vodka from a water bottle, and we kissed for the first time. And then I just knew all those feelings. I had the down under flutters. It was the warm, everything that all my friends had been talking about that they were feeling, I felt.
Yeah.
And I knew
It
then.
clicked.
Then it kind of spiraled, and I'm not going to go into the absolute train wreck of what that whole friendship / relationship / whatever that was.
Whatever happened.
Yeah, we'll park bench that, lock that for another day. That was the moment then that was it. I
Yeah,
knew
you
I knew
know.
I had to come out. I knew that it felt right, and I was like, I felt happy, I felt free. There was just something clicked. And then I started telling friends, and all of my friends from Boa knew. And then I kind of accidentally got outed. The same girl. My old house was an upside down house, and all of the bedrooms were on the bottom floor. My bedroom was quite close to my parents' bedroom, and Genevieve stayed at mine the night, and we, you know, did the deed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously loud. And then the next morning, my dad collared me and said, I think you've got some explaining to do. Oh
No, I'd actually die
There was
there.
no, you know, when your heart just falls out your vagina?
Yeah.
Sweating, stuttering.
Did you do it in front of...
in front of my mum? No, Genevieve had gone.
Okay. They did it in front of your mum?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
He did it separately.
That'd be even
and
worse.
he was like, you cannot tell your mum. Like, you cannot tell your mum. But I just knew then at that point that this was who I was. And I'm a very headstrong person anyway.
Yeah.
There's no telling me. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You know, they raised me like that, so that's their own problem.
Yeah.
It's just who I am. I remember sitting my mum down and telling her, holy shit. I will just say, because my mum is so amazing now, and it's been a whole journey for her, and she said I can talk about this, and she knows I'm going to talk about it. She is amazing now. She is so happy for me. She's so proud of me. And it's been lovely, actually, to watch her grow and learn and be open to it. But that initial moment was arguably probably one of the worst moments of my life.
Oh my God, I literally can't imagine it.
No, because she was like, no, you're not. She actually, Mum, I'm so sorry. I love you so much.
It's fine. It's all part of the process.
It's all part of the process. I remember one of the nights she dragged me out of bed early hours of the morning to the toilet to make me wee on a pregnancy stick because she thought that I was pregnant and it was causing delirium, and that's why I'd come out gay. I swear to God.
Stop it.
I swear to God. Yeah. Like, nobody hate my mum.
We're not judging here. I'm just shocked because I didn't know this story.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
And my mum, I love you so much, and I know you are an amazing woman, and I don't want any negative to come from this, because
this is character building.
Character build, and do you know what? She had her own journey to go on too. I respect that. But yeah, she was making me piss on a pregnancy stick.
I can't believe that. I've never heard someone do that.
She thought I was delirious, and that was why I'd said I was gay. Swear to God. I kind of just lived a double life then. And all my friends knew about it, and I had no negative anything from any of my friends. Everybody was so supportive.
Would you kind of like live your life with your friends as out and just yourself, and then with your mum, she would still know you were like...
She knew.
But she wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, it was unspoken completely. Yeah. And I hid, and which was a shame actually, because me and my mum's relationship was really damaged for a very long time. And I think that's important to talk about actually, because...
Oh my God, 100%, because there'd be people like watching this or listening to it
this
and
is
thinking either it's 10 times worse or not as bad as yours. And
this is it.
Oh, thank God.
And I'm living proof that if it goes wrong, it can get better.
Yeah.
Because for those probably 3 years of my life, me and my mum didn't really have a relationship. We were like passing ships. I lived an entire life separate to her, and I never involved her in anything because I, at the time, was so angry with her and felt so much resentment and hurt that she couldn't accept me. And again, all those things that you said about, oh my God, you're never going to have kids, and what are people going to think, and you're going to get bullied, and, you know, literally what you said. Just
to kind of like wrote your life off for you.
Yeah, and, you know, she did really struggle. But as I got older, and I think as she realised it wasn't a phase, because she also called it a phase, and I started to have more serious relationships with girls, because I had such a good friend support system, and I went to a school and a college where it was so accepted.
It was almost for you then that your mum was the odd one out, and
yes,
the one that had not the right headspace for it.
Yeah,
completely. But because you were so accepted by so many people, you were like, well, I'm actually not doing anything wrong, and there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah,
so
literally.
you'll come to realise this soon enough.
Literally. And like my brother as well was ace. Me and my brother have this relationship where we just constantly abuse each other in a really loving way.
That's
like,
how you show affection.
Yeah, like he calls me a fucking fat lesbian all the time, and you know, I call him a fat fuck all the time. I'm swearing again, sorry.
It's fine, it's part of your vocab.
It's who I am. He really helped, because every time my mum had an issue with it, he would like bring a joke in, or he actually bought me, this is so funny, he only told me this recently actually, he bought me a card that said, it was a Christmas card that said, to my sister and her girlfriend, and my mum made him bin it and buy me a new one.
That's such a shame. I bet he was so proud buying that as well.
He was buzzing, and
there's
he
your
told
mum burning it in the fire.
No, legit, like, get fucking rid of it, Satan. Like, she was like, you know, he was great. As I got older, and I think my mum, she spoke to people in her life and got maybe a positive reaction when she thought she was going to get a negative one. It started to then evolve, and then
people probably surprised her.
Yeah, but my biggest regret was not telling my grandpa. I told my nan.
Yeah.
Towards the end. I mean, sadly, she passed away not long after I told her, but and she bless her, she didn't get it. She was just like, so like your best friends? I was like, kind of, nan, but not really.
Did you tell her, or did your mum tell her?
I told her.
Oh my God, how did that go?
But by this point, to be fair, she was in a care home. She just didn't really. I introduced an ex-girlfriend of mine That's how I did it. And just said, oh, Nan, this is my girlfriend. Oh, that's your best friend. And then she kind of just never really said anything. She just, she was more interested that I'd squiggled on my arm more than anything.
Yeah.
That was more of an issue for her than who I was dating.
I think it's definitely a generational thing with the grandparents.
God,
they think it's something you've seen on the TV. Because I remember when I came,
Yeah.
I never told my nan, but my mum told her when they were on a cruise together, and my nan was like, "It's what she's watching on TV." Because there was a lesbian storyline on Corrie at the time.
Corrie, have you seen Squala?
Swala.
I was doing it again. Swala.
But it was Rosie and someone else.
I remember this. Yeah. And now my mum now is amazing. Like, she loves Holly. She loves Holly more than me. And she's very open with everybody now about who I am. I've got actually some facts.
Go on.
Do you want me to give you some? Did you know that more than a third of LGBT staff, which is 35%, have hidden that they are LGBT at work for fear of discrimination?
That doesn't shock me.
That doesn't shock me.
You literally do that.
I literally do it.
Yeah.
So I am part of that 35%. 71% report having come out to others before they turned 30. And then 57% of that 71% did so before the age of 22. But I came out before 22.
Yeah.
And so did you.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, that checks.
This is actually wild. In 2021 was the first time that sexual orientation was even a question on the UK census.
Really?
How crazy.
2021?
2021.
I would have said 1980 something if you'd have asked me that question.
2021. That is wild, isn't it? This is what shocked me, because now I feel like we are such a minority and I feel like we're a majority, but we're not. From that census of 2021, what percentage of England and Wales do you think identify as straight or heterosexual? What do you think?
83%.
Okay, Carl, what do you reckon? 92%, and you said what? 83. 89.4% identify as straight or homosexual. I thought it was going to be well
Straight
lower.
or homosexual?
Straight or heterosexual,
Okay, I was
sorry.
gonna say, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, straight or heterosexual. I'm just so gay. Everything's
You keep saying
homosexual.
homo.
I'm just a homo. How many people in Birmingham identify as gay? Give me a figure.
20,000 people.
20,000. 60,000 people in Birmingham. Come on, I hope you will watch the pod.
Yeah, I've slept with half of them. I haven't slept around.
True. Birmingham has its own LGBT centre.
Yeah.
I
On the
didn't know
corner
this.
where that roundabout is.
Oh, I didn't know. Did you know
think
this?
so.
I didn't know this. And it opened in 2013. So they're my facts. Did you like that?
I loved
I
that.
felt like a news presenter.
It's good to know those sort of things.
I learned
don't know
something.
anything.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know we had an LGBTQ plus centre in Birmingham. I feel like I got to know you better.
Yeah, because I didn't know your coming out story. You didn't know mine.
No. Yours was funnier than mine. I wish mine was more funny.
Yeah, but you've got to it has got to be serious sometimes. And
Yeah.
Not everyone's got mine. I appreciate my realisation story was quite nice compared to how some people have it horrendous.
But it just shows, though, doesn't it, that everybody's is different. And the most important thing, I think, to take from it, you've got to do it to be authentic to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so much happier now that I'm out. Like, I'm so much more free. And obviously, I'm presuming so are you.
100%.
So it's so important that to do it, because even if it is scary or things go wrong, like mine did, it could go how yours went.
Exactly. It is a huge part of our lives.
Massive.
And we'll refer back to our coming out stories or experiences that have happened to us throughout the episode. So it's a good thing to just for everyone to know about us.
Agreed.
It's quite an interesting story sometimes.
It is.
People want to know. People are nosy.
Of course they do. Right, should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
It's time to go home.
It's Saturday night that we're doing this.
It's Saturday night. This is commitment to the pod.
This is work.
Thank you so much for listening, watching, however you are viewing our content. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, send us an email, strictlypgpod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on the socials. We've got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. However, please just get involved. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.